Time is always changing. Sometimes it goes slowly, and sometimes it goes shockingly fast. One thing is certain though, and that's that we experience time generally in the same way on this earth. Besides that, time has a direct impact on our natural environment. This video really shows how time affects life. Number 20. Time lapses of cities getting built. Time lapses of great cities being built are truly awe-inspiring, as they remind us of our own human innovation and how it can greatly sculpt the environment around us. New York City was still a large, lively city in 1876, but throughout the 30s to the 70s, it grew to a monstrous city skyline with high rises and modern infrastructure. Nowadays, it's undoubtedly one of the greatest cities on Earth. Then there's Doha in Qatar, which is perhaps one of the most striking construction time lapses, as the city was formerly more like a desert town in the 80s. Building such a vast and technologically advanced city in the middle of the desert came with unique risks and problems, and seeing Doha as the city it is today shows us that huge things can be accomplished in relatively short periods of time. Number 19. Eroded limestone pillars. Limestone is a soft rock, which is particularly prone to erosion, but they don't only receive wear from the natural elements. This pillar has worn outside a shop in Toronto over its 125-year existence. You can see a large indent in the pillar where lots of people have touched it over years. Presumably, it's still structurally sound, but it's alarmingly thin compared to its former self. Number 18. Stalagmites and Stalactites. Stalactites and stalagmites are amazing rock formations that occur when water containing dissolved calcium bicarbonate filters through from the ceiling of the cave. A stalagmite emanates from the floor, whereas stalactite form from the ceiling of the cave. The drops of water come in contact with the air, and then calcium bicarbonate precipitates back into the rock, forming an incredible tiny ring which accumulates over thousands of years. Number 17. Where to Italian statues. If you look at this statue, one foot looks like it's melting. It's not even stone or something soft either. It's solid bronze. Over time, pilgrims who touch the statue's feet as a mark of religious respect have actually worn the foot down considerably. That really is a miracle in itself. Think how lighter to touch is and how many you'd need to wear down a bronze foot or statue. Mind-boggling, right? Human touches can wear down objects because the salty sweat of our fingertips can be quite corrosive. But wearing down bronze, that much must have taken millions of touches over hundreds of years. Another example of this is Juliet's statue in Casa de Giulietta in Italy. People always touch Juliet's chest for luck and love, and she's gotten so flat-chested that they've had to replace her with a replica. Number 16. Atacama Desert after rain. Deserts are dry, arid climates that are relatively inhospitable. But it's a misconception that it never rains in deserts. Even in the Sahara, there is an inch of rain a year in some places and up to 4 inches in others. It's definitely infrequent, but often torrential. The Atacama Desert in Chile is the same in a frequent rain as torrential, and it springs the seemingly desiccated desert into life with enormous blooms of brightly colored flowers. It just goes to show that life survives in the hardest places and that the passing of time can rejuvenate. Number 15. Footprints. The effect of human contact on surfaces over time is just so fascinating, and here's a striking example of how humans have worn the staircase of the Leaning Tower of Pisa, the stairs of rock. And so the wear is a little more alarming than the aforementioned bronze statues. 500 years of walking up and down the tower caused this way, and it's a huge amount of rock to be displaced. Where does it all go? Amazingly, workers thought that flipping the stones would reveal a side, which hasn't been worn out. But when they did that, they actually found that the other side was also worn. 500 years ago, or more, people had the same idea. Proof that humans past and present go for the easy options before the hard ones. A similar example of how human feet can wear hard materials is Kachi, a 70-year-old monk who has been praying in precisely the same spot for well over 20 years. He has been carrying out a daily religious routine in the monastery village of Than Gren. There is now an exact pattern of his feet embedded in the wooden floor. Number 14. Pripyat. The Chernobyl incident shook the world. One of the 4 reactors exploded with enough force that a 1,000-ton lid was lifted from above the fuel cells. 31 were directly killed. Radiation was detected and contamination is still a problem today. Pripyat, the nearest city, was promptly abandoned, And it's only recently that explorers, scientists, and photographers have begun to explore the haunting wasteland. Since 1986, nature has slowly taken back the city, and some reports show that some animal life has really flourished. It's a testament to time in that despite a powerful nuclear explosion, Earth takes back control and nature takes grip once more in a startlingly short space of time. Number 13. Decker Glacier. If you are hiking the coast mountains of British Columbia, then you may notice some dramatic landscape changes that have evolved over just 10 years. Notably, the Decker Glacier has melted and retreated from its ice-white state in 2006. This is happening worldwide, where visibly accelerating environmental damage with global warming. Number 12. Desert farmland constructions. In 1986, there was no activity in the Saudi Arabian Wadi Urana Basin. Surely, farming there wasn't a challenge worth undertaking. In the last 26 years, though, fields have developed into a huge complex fed by underwater aquifers. Oil revenue has boosted development in this area, and fruit, vegetables, and wheat are grown here for the general populace. Number 11. Deer's Ribcage. The body's adaptive power is, and this example shows quite how viscerally, the ways in which it can mold and change shape. This is actually a deer's ribcage. It was shot several years prior to this photo getting taken, and the shot wasn't fatal. Instead, breaking some ribs, and then breaking off in the wound. Oh dear! The deer's body used the arrow as a splint, and bones slowly grew around the splint. I take it, the deer survived the shot long enough for this to develop. What a tough deer! Number 10. Bull Terrier changes. Today, many dog breeds are highly inbred and possess an extraordinary set of genetic traits which have been selected for specific purposes. One such example is the Bull Terrier, a breed that has changed massively over the last 100 years. It's not good for dogs though, as many mutations caused by inbreeding cause genetic faults, which contribute to disease. Number 9. Prohm Temple. Prohm is the modern name for the temple at Angkor in the Siem Reap province in Cambodia. Since its 12th to 13th century construction, it's been impossible to repel the power of the forest, which percolates through the rock. It's truly a spectacle called "See all the trees overtake this temple." Number 8. Sea Erosion. This fantastic rock has been eroded by waves, giving it a stunning mushroom shape, which looks rather unworldly. Cannistanen Rock is in Norway, 10 kilometers from the center of Malloy, and has been buffeted by strong Nordic currents. Another great example of sea erosion is the Azure Window in Malta. This humongous arc has featured in many films, including the HBO series Game of Thrones. As a limestone formation, it was never going to last forever. But in March of this year, 2017, the Azure Window collapsed spectacularly into the sea, resulting from turbulent waves and gale-force winds. Number 7. Fordite Gems. At a glance, these Fordite gems look like naturally formed mineral gemstones like agate, which is valued for its beautiful patterns. Their origin, though, is actually from painting racks in car factories from Detroit or other former car manufacturing zones. The paint would drip and dry, and would then get baked onto the rack until solid. Many thousands of paint jobs would accumulate into deposit that were several inches thick when polished, beautiful layers of color are revealed. Number 6. Handle. This quirky exhibit at a science museum shows exactly how metals can wear very thin from just human contact. The handle on the left is brand new, and the one on the right has been used by people at an exhibit for years. It may take thousands of touches, but still the handle on the right is remarkably thin. Number 5. Memory cards. Perhaps no indication of the aura of time is more pertinent than our own technological progression. Memory is one of the biggest, most visceral indicators, and this image shows a 1 gigabyte hard drive in 1988, which occupies an entire table. We all know how small memory cards are now. You can buy a 1 gigabyte SD card for a few dollars or pounds, and we can even fit 128 gigabytes into a micro SD card, which doesn't even cost a fortune. Where will memory be in the next 20 years? It may be possible to fit terabytes into microscopic cards, which have just a few components. Number 4. Path of the Sun. This picture shows the sun's movement taken at regular intervals in time. The sun's trajectory isn't regularly curved. Instead, following an irregular figure of 8 shape called an analemma. The irregular curvature is due to the axial tilt of Earth combined with our elliptical orbit of the Sun. Number 3. The Bike in a Tree. This curious bike embedded in a tree in Washington's Fashion Island has many stories surrounding its rather odd and intriguing origin. Some say a boy left his bike when he went away to war in 1914, leaving it chained around the tree, and when he returned the tree ate the bike, pulling it into its trunk. Unfortunately, this isn't the truth and the bike isn't anywhere near that old. Instead, originating in the mid-1950s, when a local resident simply abandoned the bike either way, it's incredible that the tree has grown around it to encase the frame firmly. Number 2. Aging on one side of the face from work as a lorry driver. 66-year-old man, William Michliger, has a significantly aged face on just one side. This happened from his years spent as a truck driver, where one side of his face had been exposed to the sun, whereas the other side was left in relative shade. It's known as unilateral dermatosis, or more commonly as photoaging, simply meaning being aged by the sun. The few days won't do this to you, but it's testament to time's mighty effect that many years of exposure to the sun can make you look many years older. Before I reveal the most amazing example, I'd like to remind you to subscribe to this channel. We upload amazing fact-filled videos every day, so don't miss out on learning some amazing new information. Also, make sure to hit that bell icon to be part of the notification squad. Number 1. New York City building being cleaned. City buildings take the brunt of the constant emissions and pollutants from machinery and automobiles, and it really shows on these New York buildings, which have accumulated a remarkable amount of dirt over the years. That must be one tough scrub. You'll need gallons of elbow grease. They're almost certainly using a jet washer. Just look at the vast contrast between the clean and dirty side of that building. Which images made you, or the most at the effective time? Let me know in the comment section down below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and click that bell icon. Stay updated. Thanks for watching.